Hey guys, happy Monday. Abby here, your fitness chick. I hope you had a fantastic day. Even though it's officially fall, it's still hot as hell here in Florida, but we can still pretend, right? I saw somebody posted a really funny meme this morning. It said something like, those crisp 90-degree mornings are so much better than those crisp 95-degree mornings. But hey, you know what? You can't have it perfect all the time. So anyway, I hope your week is off to a great start. I'm so excited. I have so many great things, you guys, now that I have become full-time in my fitness business, which is exploding and doing so wonderful. And I'm so grateful for all my new clients. I have time to create so many wonderful tools to help you guys become your best selves. So if you're new to following me, my name's Abby. I'm known as your fitness chick. I am a personal trainer, a certified nutritionist, a certified strength and conditioning coach, a certified accountability coach. I also have a Bachelor of Science in alternative medicine. So I say that not as to sound like I'm bragging, but to let you know, I do have quite a few credentials to help inform you, educate you, and guide you into becoming your best self. So last week, I launched my Confidence to Lift, which is a brand new program I have where I do one-on-one Zoom training with you. So you can do it in the comfort of your own home. That sold out. So I'm so excited about that. But I have something exciting coming for those of you who are on the wait list. If you want to be on the wait list, you can just email me support@yourfitnesschick.com and I'll add you to that list. But I've got something I have coming pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. But because I had this influx of a bunch of new clients and we had a bunch of one-on-one calls in this past week, I came to the realization that there's so many people that are out here doing crazy things, you guys. We have to get off the crazy train. We have to stop thinking that there's a magic pill, there's a magic hack, there's a magic drink, there's a magic supplement, there's a magic diet, there's a magic workout plan. There isn't. There isn't. So if you stop wasting your time Googling that shit and get to work, that's how your results are going to come. And I don't mean to sound like, this horrible person, but it's just the fact that I'm so frustrated that there's so much misguiding going on. There's so much misinformation that's out there. And so tonight I'm going to talk about my top 5 game changers for anyone over 40 that's not getting results. Because based on the Zoom calls that I've had in the last week with multiple people, a lot of people are doing the same thing. So your body is constantly changing. Okay. We know that. And it's also extremely adaptable, which is a good thing, because if we make it work in our favor, then that's where we're going to get good results. But the thing is we have to stop doing things that are sabotaging our progress with either our weight loss goals, or if you're just trying to maintain your weight, maintain your fitness level for health and longevity. There's things that will work for you, and then there's things that will work against you. So I'm going to talk about my top 5 game changers for people over 40 who may not be getting the results that they want. So let's go with number 1. This is what I get so much. Okay. So the number 1 thing is stop prioritizing cardio over strength training. And if you've been following me and if you listen to a lot of my lives, you've heard me speak of this before. I'm not saying you shouldn't do cardio, but as you age, you're going to lose lean mass. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But so many people go to the cardio section, especially women, because the weight section can be very intimidating, especially if you're new to working out or if you haven't done it in a long time. You're just not quite sure what to do or where to start. And then we get intimidated and we have that fear factor of looking dumb or stupid, which is crazy because nobody cares. They're too wrapped up in their own self. Okay. But I get it. So many people go straight to that cardio section. They do their cardio and then they leave and they go home. So those long treadmill sessions, they're no longer your friend, you guys. We need to rewire the way that we're thinking. Okay. So as you age, especially after the age of 40, you're going to start losing your lean muscle mass. This is known as sarcopenia. You lose about 3 to 8% each decade. So that's why obviously when you run into more elderly people, they have little to no muscle mass because it's declined, because it just naturally wasted away unless they're doing something proactively to prevent that. Okay. So when you're doing tons of cardio, you might lose some weight, you guys, but you're just going to become a smaller, softer version of yourself. It doesn't do anything to help you tone. And there is a difference between fat loss and weight loss. When you're doing cardio, yeah, you're burning some calories, but as soon as you stop that cardio session, the calorie burning's over, unless you're doing some kind of high intensity interval training. And then you have what's known as the EPOC effect, where you can. But for the most part, once you stop doing cardio, calorie party burning, done, over. The difference is when you do strength training as a priority, once you're done with strength training, your body, you're creating this machine. You're creating this machine that hums and works with your metabolism. It increases your metabolism. So even when you're done lifting weights, you drove home, now you've taken your shower and you're sitting on the couch watching Netflix, your body is still burning more calories effectively than if you just did cardio. Okay. So I want you to understand, the more lean mass you have, the better your metabolism. The better your metabolism, the more easier it is for your body to lose and burn fat. Okay. So what we want to do, especially if you're new, we don't need to go all crazy out of the gate. Okay. Start off doing strength training sessions 2 to 3 times a week. I encourage you to just do body weight at first with your squats, with your lunges, arm circles, all that stuff. Just use your body weight to introduce movement to your body, to get the muscle memory, the mind-body connection going, and then you can graduate into utilizing more weight. But at the end of the day, the key to longevity is lifting weights, okay? So the number two thing that you guys can do that is a game changer for people over 40 that are not getting results, the number 2 thing is to eat more protein. Yes, more. I talk about this all the time too. So if you follow me, you've heard me talk about this quite frequently. Protein is so important, you guys. As you age, especially after the age of 40, we develop something called anabolic resistance. And that means that your body is basically not as efficient as utilizing protein to preserve your lean mass. So that means you need to eat more. So I always say 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight is good. 0.7 to 1 gram. 1 gram is just easier because it's easy to do the math. So I always say you have to think about how many times you can realistically eat in a day based on your work schedule, based on your activities, all that good stuff. Okay. And let's say, for example, you're 150 pounds. You need 150 grams of protein. That means ideally, in perfect world, I would like it if you had 3 meals and 2 snacks. So that means you're going to have 5 fuelings. So you take your 150 grams of protein, you divide it by 5, and that means you need to hit about 30 grams of protein for each fueling. Now, this may sound like a lot at first because most people are very protein deficient. In fact, out of all my new clients that onboarded this past week, I would say the average protein consumption was about 50 to 60 grams per day, which is way too low. So we want to shoot for 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Think about how many times you can eat, take that number, divide it by that number, and then you know how many grams per fueling you need to eat. Now, some great resources for protein right out of the gate in the morning, instead of just having your avocado toast, which is great. That's nice and healthy. You're getting some good benefits of nutrients there, but you need more protein. You need some protein there. So throw in, maybe a couple of egg whites and a whole egg. You could do some Greek yogurt with some berries on it. You could do a protein drink, which are great. You could do, so many different things, you guys. So just make protein the main heartbeat of all your meals and let everything else kind of fall around it. Okay. This is going to help preserve your lean mass. The other reason why you always want to make protein your primary macro each day is because protein has the highest thermic effect on the body with, out of all the macronutrients. Past carbohydrates, past fat. It takes your body more energy to digest and metabolize protein. So already you're burning more calories by eating protein. And lastly, protein is the most satiating of all the macronutrients. So that means you're going to feel the most full. Obviously, when you're on a weight loss journey and you're in somewhat of a caloric restriction because you need to be in order to lose weight, so many times people are freaking starving to death. Their tummies are grumbling all the time and then they get moody. Their hormones can get out of whack, especially if you're into too severe of a caloric deficit. But protein is going to help with that so much. It helps to stabilize your blood sugar and keeps you full. So number 2, game changer for getting results after the age of 40 is eat more protein. By the way, Your Fitness Chick has my own protein. It comes in chocolate and vanilla. You can go to yourfitnesschick.com, enter save10 at checkout, and you'll get 10% off all my supplements. Okay? All right. Number 3 is prioritize recovery like it's part of your workout. I see this so often. And I actually have to admit, I kind of used to be like this, that you're all or nothing, right? So right out of the gate, if you decide that you're going to go on a diet or you're going to start working out, you go all in for like 3 weeks. You're meal prepping like a pro. You're getting your workout clothes out the night before. You're getting to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, right? And then life happens. And then what happens? You completely fall off the wagon and you have to start over. So we don't want to do that. You have to make sure that you're pacing yourself because you have to rest. That's part of the recovery process. You're not actually building muscle when you're working out. You're building it during your recovery and your rest, when you're fueling your body, when you're sleeping. So non-negotiable, you have to get at least 7 hours of sleep per night. If you're thinking you're cheating the clock because you're staying up watching Netflix or you're thinking you're going to get more work done and all that, and I understand sometimes you have to do that, you're not cheating anything but yourself, because when you're sleeping, that's when your body produces your human growth hormone, which is essential for maintaining lean mass. Also, when you're sleeping, it helps to reset your hormones and your metabolic pace. It's also going to help your body to repair your muscles that you did during your workout. Tiffany, I am all or nothing, but I am changing that. Good girl. Yes, it's not all or nothing. And my very last one's going to talk about that. But yeah, and first of all, Tiffany, the first thing is you can't change what you don't acknowledge. If you realize that you're an all or nothing person, and you always say, how is that working for me? Usually it doesn't. So definitely we'll change that. That's number 5. I'll come to that in a second. So you guys, you have to treat recovery like it's part of your workout. You also need 1 to 2 full rest days per week. I know when people get really excited, some people, when they start working out with me and on my programs, they're like, I want to work out 6 days a week. And right out of the gate, I'm going to tell you, we're not going to do that because it's not realistic, especially if you haven't been working out at all. But you need 1 to 2 full rest days where you're truly resting your body. That's how it recovers. And especially after the age of 40, if you're working out and balls to the walls all the time, that's when you're going to get injured because you're overtraining and you're not giving your body enough time to recover in between workouts. So treat your rest days, treat your recovery like it's part of your workout because it is. All right. Number 4. This is probably the most important one that I see all the time. Okay. So the number 4 game changer for if you're not getting results after the age of 40 is you have to stop starving yourself. You have to fuel your metabolism. I had a client, or she was a past client. She's coming back on today and I love her to pieces. So if she sees this, I'm not going to say your name, but she's worked out with me before. She did great. Life happened. She's fallen off the wagon. She went on a GLP-1 drug, which my opinion, she doesn't need to be doing that, but she felt she needed to, so I will support that. But she texted me today and she's like, my hair is falling out. And I'm like, well, are you losing weight too quickly? Are you eating enough food? And she's like, no, I'm not eating enough food. So you guys listen. First of all, why would you want to starve to death? Why would you want to be miserable? I used to do that too. I'd be like, oh, I got to get into this dress. So I'm not eating for like the next 5 days because I have a hot date. And what you're doing is you're you're sacrificing just a little bit of weight loss for a very short time for long-term results. Because when you starve yourself, when you lose too much lean mass, you're decreasing your metabolic rate. So you're sabotaging yourself. You cannot do that for sustainable weight loss. You cannot lose weight fast. I also had somebody text me the other day. It's like, I gotta look really good in 6 weeks. Tell me what to do. But you guys, listen, we can always move the needle and progress forward in 6 weeks, but you can't work miracles in 6 weeks. I don't give a shit what anybody tells you. That's bullshit. If they say, get shredded, drink this, do this, it is not real. Because if it was, we would not have the obesity epidemic that we have. We have to stop being dumb. Listen, we're an intelligent population overall, for the most part, that we got to stop doing dumb things. It's not even logical. Okay. So you have to stop starving yourself. So most active women, you need about 1,600 to 2,200 calories a day to sustain, to build muscle, to improve your metabolism. And men, you're probably around, it just depends obviously, but between 2,000 to 2,800. And if you pull back too much, you actually are not doing yourself any favor at all, right? So we don't want to do that. So also, if you've been eating 1,200 calories and eating like a bird, and now you can't lose weight, and now you're dipping even lower, you're probably going to need to do what I call reverse dieting. And just hear me out, because I'm going to give you an example of a client of mine who did this, and we did amazing things. So if you've been into too severe of a caloric deficit for too long, like chronically depriving your body doesn't trust you anymore. And what I mean by that is if you're not eating enough food, your body is holding on to more calories as a safety mechanism for you because it's trying to protect you. Because it's like, we don't know when she's going to feed us again. We better keep a hold of this. So your body becomes less efficient. Your metabolism slows down because of that. So what we did with this particular client, I won't say her name because I'm not sure if she would want me to share it or whatever. But anyway, she was coming to me. I think she was doing like 1,100 calories a day. She's 5'2". At that time, I think she was like 158 pounds. And she had been just in a severe caloric deficit for so long. She was working out like a crazy lady, and she could not get that scale to move. So I said, send me, a food log for a few days. And when I saw it, I was like, my God, how are you even alive? She wasn't hardly eating anything. So I said, listen, this is what we need to do. We actually need to start reintroducing more calories to your body so that your body trusts you again. And that it'll start going, okay, we know there's a consistent food supply that's meeting our needs. So we can allow some of these calories to be metabolized and digested and to let go of some of that fat. So we actually did what's called reverse dieting. We slowly increased our calories over the course of a month. Each week we increased it by about 100 to 150 calories. So by the end of the month, she was up about 400 calories. We focused on protein consumption, obviously, and then also some fats because also that helps with your hormone regulation. So after about 8 weeks, she had lost over 12 pounds. She was like, I can't believe this. This is like crazy. I'm eating more and I'm losing weight. And I couldn't do that before. And I'm like, yeah, see, this is how your body works. So number 4, you guys, stop starving yourself. All right. Number 5, the number 5 game changer for helping you to see results over the age of 40 is to be consistent. Tiffany, this is for you. Be consistent, not perfect, right? Because we do all or nothing. We go all in. Like I said just a little bit ago, right out of the gate, we're excited about working out. We get new workout clothes. We order a new workout bag. We get some new tennis shoes. We go to Whole Foods. We do a food haul and we're just excited about it all, right? And that's great. That's wonderful. Okay. But for a few weeks, you can be all in. But then, like I said a little bit ago, life happens, you guys. There's always going to be missiles and obstacles coming your way, trying to derail you from your progress. And it will if you don't change the way that you think about working out, being fit, eating well. You have to change the way that you think. Here's a scenario, okay? So If you go gung-ho for 3 weeks and you work out 6 times a week for 3 weeks, but then you stop because life happens and you fall off the train, you start eating like shit, then you're like, oh, I'm going to work out. And before you know it, 9 weeks have gone by. So then you repeat the same pattern over the course of a year. Over that time frame, you're going to have worked out about 72 times in the entire year. But let me give you a different case scenario. Let's say that you work out 3 times a week, which is very realistic, okay? And you do that consistently all year long. That's 154 workouts per year, more than double if you try to go gangbusters for a few weeks and then fall off the wagon. Is this making sense to you guys? So it's about consistency, not perfection. You don't need a perfect week. You need a pretty good week over and over and over and over again, because that's how you win. You don't win by trying to be perfect, because you will never be perfect. I'm not perfect, but that's how you become sustainable with weight loss. You have to change the way that you think about it. You need to enjoy food. You need to allow yourself to enjoy food. I had a call with one of my clients today. She's adorable. She's in her 20s and she's like, but if I eat a cheat meal, like how many times should I do that? And I said, you just have to think about realistically where it's heading you. It's either taking you forward or it's taking you backwards. But if you have a treat meal, which I like to call it that instead of a cheat meal, if you have a treat meal, you should enjoy it. You should savor every bite. You shouldn't be thinking in your head while you're eating, oh my God, this is so many calories. How many calories did I go over? Oh my God, that means I have to do this much time on the treadmill. No, we're not doing that. That's not how you win. That's living in food jail, and you will never be a happy person living like that. The 80-20 rule, you do good 80% of the time, and then the 20% of the time you enjoy and you have no guilt about it. And then you just get right back on the saddle. You get right back on your workouts and you get right back to your normal healthy eating patterns. That's how you win. Consistency, not perfection. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. So the top 5 things for getting results over the age of 40. Number 1, stop prioritizing cardio over strength training. Number 2, eat more protein, lots of it, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Number 3, prioritize your recovery like it's part of your workouts, because it is. Number 4, stop starving yourself. And number 5, be consistent, not perfect. If you guys have any questions, please email me, support@yourfitnesscheck.com. You can leave a comment on this video. You can private message me here on Facebook. I answer every single question. If there's a certain topic you'd like me to focus on, please reach out for me for that. I'd be happy to cover any topic that you would like to. And as always, you can always go to yourfitnesschick.com, check out my free resources, my programs. And also, if you go to the link in my bio here on Facebook, I have tons of links in there. You just go to my page at the very top. There's something that says Linktree on it. Once you click on that, it'll take you to my website. It'll take you to my other social media platforms, and it'll also take you to my free 7-day meal plan. So if you haven't gotten that yet, make sure you grab that. Have a great, great week, and I'll see you here next Monday night for Facebook Live.